Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to share how not to do property deals. I've seen so many bad deals out there. It's absolutely unbelievable. I have some people that have approached me to tell me about deals that they've bought, which are significantly over market price and it's just the wrong deal, and these people they really struggle and want to exit on those deals. So it's very hard and difficult to actually tell them how wrong the deal is. So I'm doing this video to actually shine a light for you to learn and understand how not to do these sort of deals. I recently just approached this week where an investor bought a property at the wrong price, wrong location, wrong tenant, and they're really looking to let go of the property because it's really has become a rope on their neck. So I don't really want you to be that person. I don't really want you to be that investor who would never ever want to touch a property again. Hence the reason why I am doing this video, to ensure you don't make that sort of mistake. Okay, and if you already bought your property, congratulations, you bought your property. Really well done on you. But if you haven't bought it, or you're thinking about buying, or you bought a wrong property before, make sure you learn from these tips that I will be giving you to ensure you don't make the same mistakes again. Okay, before we get going, if you like this video or any of my videos, hit the like button below, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of these property investment tutorials. So let's get to it. Right, before you start your property journey, don't just start because you see everybody's buying property. Because next door's bought a property, or your friend bought a property. Don't go into properties because of that. Before you go into properties, you need to set your goals. What do you want to achieve out of investing in property? Do you want to buy and flip properties? Do you want to buy and sell them? Suppose that's what you want to do. You want to buy and rent it? Do you want to actually use it as a passive income or something that could generate you wealth for your retirement? So you need to set these goals. The worst way to invest in properties is going in it without setting any goals, without having any goals whatsoever. You just go in it because you see everybody's doing it. Okay, that's the wrong way of doing property. Number two, not having an investor mindset. So you need to have an investor mindset. What do I mean by investor mindset? Okay, again, when you bought a property, sometimes you get emotionally connected to that property, right? You end up buying expensive things for the property. Okay, again, knowing your market works really well. If you know you're renting that property, there's no need to buy £10,000 kitchen in it, right? I've seen someone who bought £8,000 kitchen for their buy-to-let property, only for that to get trashed 3 months after they finish the renovation. So again, it's going with a business mindset instead of your heart. If it's your property, you're going to live. If it's your house and you're going to live in it, I understand you can buy expensive. You can buy marble tiles, you could buy German kitchen, or you could buy the most expensive bathroom. I understand that, right? I really do. But if it's an investment property and you know the sort of people you want to rent the property to, you renovate it on that basis, right? Go and get a reasonable, good quality kitchen from Howdens, for example, that may cost you about 1,500 or so, instead of buying £5,000 to £8,000 kitchen only for it to be destroyed a couple of months or a year later. Again, go with your mind, go with property mindset or investor mindset instead of your emotions. Okay, don't go with your heart, go with your head and your property investment mindset. Again, for example, buying windows, doors, don't go for the expensive ones, go for the reasonable ones that gives you better return and good quality. Okay, number three, don't follow the crowd. Right, don't see because everybody's investing in one town, you also go and invest in that town. Okay, don't do that. If you do that, you will not be making better return on your investment, because if everybody's going in one direction, guess what? Traffic happens, right? You tend to have lots of traffic, and in property, what does that mean? Property prices goes up. If you happen to be end of that traffic, by the time you get to the front, you'll be buying the wrong properties at the wrong price. So don't follow the crowd. Don't go where everybody is going. Okay, if it's too crowded, if there's too much demand and less supply, guess what? Prices goes up. So don't buy where everybody's buying because everybody's buying there. Okay, you do your own thing. Invest in your patch. If you have a patch, do it in that patch. It doesn't matter whether property price has gone up significantly or not. Just concentrate in your patch or your town, your city, wherever you are investing. Concentrate in that patch and be a specialized agent in that area. That would save you ridiculous amount of money because you're doing what you know is right and financially rewarding to you. The other mistake people do, which is the fifth mistake, is not having a minimum ROI set for themselves. Okay, you have to set a minimum return on investment to say, okay, in any property investment I do, I need to get X amount of return on investment. If it's 3%, fantastic. If it's 5%, make sure you stick to 5%. Okay, so any investment that is below 5% return on your investment, you just ignore it. Simple as. You have to be stringent. You have to be ruthless when it comes to investing. Okay, so if it doesn't hit your return on investment figure or percentage, just tell them, hello, sorry, I love this deal, but it is not for me, and it may not be for me, so don't buy it. You could sell that information to someone else and make money that way instead of buying the property that doesn't hit your minimum return on investment. Again, I see lots of investors doing it. They don't even know what ROI is. They don't even know what return on investment is. So when you ask them what their return on investment in their properties are, they don't even know what that is. So you don't be one of those people. You want to know what your return on investments are so that you can know when you can get your return back. Okay? And also, the other mistake that property investors do, they don't know their market. They don't know their tenant. They don't know what sort of tenant that will be living in their properties, and then they end up investing or doing heavy cost renovation in their properties, only to find out the sort of tenant they may be attracting doesn't really deserve, not saying they deserve, but really it's not this sort of renovation, not that sort of tenant they did the renovation for. Again, know your tenant type, know what sort of tenants they are. Are you looking for professionals? Are you looking for working families? Are you looking for someone in benefit or families that are in benefit? Whatever it is, make sure you know your tenant type and obviously renovate your property on that basis. Number 6, industry knowledge, right? Know the industry, know what's happening, what's the market trend, what people are currently doing, where the capital appreciation are, where everybody's going to buy properties. Know the knowledge, know what's happening in the market. Don't just concentrate doing your renovation project or doing your own thing, but you need to aware about what's happening around you, and then be the first to actually proactively do whatever needs to be done instead of waiting until everybody done it and then you start following them. So don't do that. Have the industry knowledge and ensure that you are at the forefront when it comes to investing or knowledge about the industry you are in. Number 7, don't buy properties. People buy properties hoping that prices would go up. Okay, don't buy properties as a result of that. Don't be one of those fools, because I call them fools. I've seen so many people buying properties only to hope that it would go up in price in the future. That's a silly way to invest, right? It's very, very silly to invest that way. And if you are one of those, please stop that today. It's disgusting, okay? Don't do that. It's absolutely wrong, okay? We make money when we buy, not when we sell. So make sure you buy the property that you know that prices would go up, okay? Properties that you know you can rent, properties that you know can appreciate in value within a year or two. Don't just go and buy it because you want to be a property owner, okay? That's not the thing. Buy it and ensure it is a property that will give you heavy return on investment, not buying it to hope that the government is building something nearby. Once they finish that building, property prices would go up, or the government is doing a high-speed rail in that area, so for that reason I'm going to buy, property prices would go up. Don't buy because of that. Buy because you know whether the government did it or not, you can still make your returns, and obviously if they've done it, it's also better for you as well. And some investors recently, especially now when the market is crazy, people are buying properties over market price. Hello, that is crazy. Never ever do that. Would you go to a supermarket, buy an apple that costs 50 pence for £1? You wouldn't do it, right? Why would you do that in properties? If you cannot buy an apple that worth 50 pence for £1, why would you buy a property that worth 100,000 for 110,000? It doesn't make financial sense, so don't do that. If you're an investor, if people are doing that in that town, you need to run as fast as you can from that city, because it's not where you want to invest, right? It's crazy. absolutely crazy, especially now. Guess what the bank are doing now? The banks or the bridge loan companies, what they're doing now, if you buy your property, they would go and value the property themselves. They will send valuers there to can value. If you buy it over market price, they don't give you the funds. Simple as. This has happened recently with someone who bought properties over the market price. The bridging loan company went there and valued the property, and then they realized he's nearly bought the property twice the value. So guess what? They decline him. When he got declined, he hasn't got any other money. Guess what? He lost the money he put down for the property because it was an auction property, right? He lost about 5-10%, right? And again, he lost money twice. He lost money from not having the deal, and he lost money by putting the 10% to buy the property in auction. So again, never ever buy a property over the market price. If you are one of those who do it in the hope that property prices would go up, never ever do that again. Okay, it's a wrong way of buying property. If you cannot buy an apple that worth 50 pence for £1, don't buy a property that worth 100,000 for 110,000. I'm begging you, please don't do that. Okay. I know most of the investors also don't know the cash flow. They don't even know what cash flow is, okay? They don't know whether they're making profit in the properties. They don't know whether the tenants are paying the market rent. They just want a property, basically, that they call a property investment. Some of them may only be making £50 or say £100 per property. So if anything goes wrong with that property, they won't be able to fix it, because the rent they are generating is not enough to be able to pay for any maintenance in those properties. So again, very, very careful. Make sure you know your cash flow. If you don't know your cash flow, get a coach to coach you and educate you to ensure that you know what your cash flow is, right? Cash flow is king. You need to make sure your property is generating you money whilst you sleep, right? You need to make sure that property is not a rope in your neck. It doesn't give you sleepless nights, okay? Make sure they are generating you profits, okay? Don't you ever buy a property hoping you can rent it at a higher rate. Okay, don't do that, right? Never ever do that, okay? You go and look at do your research, do your due diligence, understand what the cash flow is, ring agents, find out how much properties are renting for. It's even better for you to underestimate your rental income, right? Underestimate it so you can rent it at a higher rate. But don't go in hoping. You go and look for the highest rental rate in that area and put that in your figures, thinking you'll be making £400 or £500, only to get disappointed by £100. Don't do that, okay? It's not financially advisable. So know your cash flow, know your profit, and know how much rent is for in your investment area. Number 10, refurbishment cost. Need to know your estimates, okay? You may not get it 100% right, but you need to get at least 95% right, okay? This is what kills investors as well. They would estimate to do a property for say 15,000, they end up spending 30,000, right? Or they end up going halfway, they run out of money and they cannot continue with the property, and then guess what? They put it back into auction and sell it below market value, and they lose all their money, right? So you don't want to be one of those investors. Make sure you do your renovation estimate, right? Ensure it is overestimated just to keep you on the safe side before you start your renovation, okay? And warning, this is vitally important. Educate yourself, right? Educate yourself. Invest in your education, right? Educating yourself is very, very key, right? You could either pay for your mistake or pay for your education. I will tell you, out of all the stuff I've done, paying for education is way cheaper than paying for your mistake, okay? Absolutely amazing to educate yourself to understand what you're doing. And then also the benefit with that also, it would expedite your process. You know, instead of going to Google and YouTube watching free videos that have so many gaps, right? You could easily get someone to mentor and coach you, who you could ring and can answer your question quickly and get you the answer you want, instead of spending 30 or 40 minutes in Google or YouTube looking for videos that may help answer your question. It's not an efficient way of doing business, okay? Don't be too smart and then you start hurting yourself. Again, I hope this video has been helpful. If this video has been helpful, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of these videos. Again, I'm running free property investment crash course every month. If you want to join me, click the link below to register your interest for free, completely free. And I'm also doing a free property strategic call for 30 minutes to ask me any questions you want about property. Again, if you're interested, book yourself in for free in the description below, and I will look forward to actually speaking with you. I would also like to invite you to spend a day with me in a form of discovery day in my office or my home, to go through your business plan, for us to determine 2 strategies that are very good for you and how we could use the resources you have at hand to invest in property for passive income. And again, thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to sharing the next video.